There's a strange stage of growth that doesn't get talked about much. It's the stage where you've clearly outgrown who you used to be, but you don't yet know who you are now. You don't fit your old reactions. You don't fit your old patterns. You don't even fit the old way people relate to you. But you also don't feel fully formed in whatever this next version is. And that in-between space can feel disorienting, especially if you've always been the thoughtful one, the reflective one, the one who notices things early, the one who evolves. Because growth feels empowering at first. You realize things. You shift your boundaries. You change your responses. And then something unexpected happens. You don't feel like you belong in the old rooms anymore. Conversations feel different. Dynamics feel flatter. Certain relationships start to feel like you're acting in a role you've already stepped out of. But you're not sure what replaces it. So you exist in this quiet internal space where you've shed something without yet stepping into something new. That's not regression. That's identity transition. Most people think change is about improving behaviors. But real change is about identity reorganization. It's when the internal map shifts before the external world catches up. And during that time, you can feel slightly untethered, less reactive, but also less certain, calmer, but also not fully grounded. You might even wonder, was I more confident before? Was I more decisive? Did I lose something? But often what you lost wasn't confidence. It was armor. And armor gives clarity. When you operate from an old identity, even if it was protective, everything feels defined. You know your role. You know your moves. You know your posture in the room. When that starts dissolving, there's a temporary softness, a kind of psychological openness. And openness can feel like vulnerability if you're not used to it. This is the part most people try to rush past. They want to land somewhere stable again as quickly as possible. So they grab a new label, a new framework, a new way to define themselves. But identity doesn't harden that way. It integrates slowly. You don't build a new self, you become one. And that process is quieter than most people expect. You start responding differently in subtle moments. You tolerate things you couldn't before, or you stop tolerating things you used to. You don't explode. You don't withdraw the same way. You pause. And that pause is new. That's growth. But it doesn't feel dramatic. It feels subtle, almost invisible. And because it's subtle, it can feel like nothing is happening. But something is happening. Your old identity is loosening. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your relational posture is shifting. And when that happens, it's normal to feel slightly between worlds. Not who you were, not fully who you're becoming. If this stage feels familiar, you're not behind, you're reorganizing. And that kind of growth doesn't happen loudly. It happens in integration. This is actually one of the reasons I built the Transcendental Mentorship community. Not as a course, and not as a performance space, but as a place for people who are in that in-between stage. People who've outgrown something, but don't need to rush into something else. If you resonate with that identity shift, if you feel like you're in transition, the link to the community is in the description. You don't have to arrive fully formed. You just have to be honest about where you are.